I sat in that jungle all day for about 12 hours, and I reckon from that day to this, that saved my life. So I wasn't using energy, cutting timber or whatever the other guys were doing. I came back and I survived the war. But dysentery is a terrible thing when you got it up there. I know my own self. I used to lay in the ward, get the urge to go. I'd sort of drag myself down the toilet, which was about 6 foot wide, 6 foot deep, about 20 or 30 feet long, with these bamboo planks across it. You go down and squat, and you get a little bit of juice, you come back, and you'd be slipping and sliding all over the other excreta that's been dropped on the footpath on the way down there, which is only a muddy walk track, or no, footpath actually. So you get back there for half an hour, and away you go again, do the same thing again, walk through all this excreta, do your little squirt, and then come back again. That went on for 3 or 4 days, but I was lucky, I survived it, so I was very lucky. And I think that that was later on, dysentery later on, a little bit later on, that second lot. And anyhow, we done that, and they sent us up to Upper Songkrai. I worked at Songkrai, Lower Songkrai, and Upper Songkrai.
Can I ask you, when you moved from Lower Songkrai to Upper Songkrai, do you remember marching through the British camp at Songkrai itself?
When we marched, they usually took about 400 or 500 to go north. They pick out the fittest of us to go north. The first time I went to Songkrai, that's as far as I went. I was there for some time. But I knew the British were at Upper Songkrai, built the bridge. Yeah.
Yeah, they're at Songkrai.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, and then you went on to Upper Songkrai.
Yeah, well, I eventually finished up. I went to 3 camps because Colin Borthwick, a friend of mine, he saw me and I saw him. But we were great mates, but we just got separated in the hospitals. And he was going up there, and I came later, and I was next camp that he went through before me, or I went through before him, you see. We sort of kept seeing one another. Now, we went down to Songkrai with well, I believe the bridge was up at Songkrai. I could have, remember, it could be a bit wrong there. But anyhow, we got there, and they had to do some pile driving. And they get about 50 fellas on a long rope with all these ties on bottom end. They got a monkey up the top there with them, looking after a weight, and the Japanese would be up on top of the bridge, which is a fairly big bridge, and he'd be itchy knee, sun, chi. You know, on chi, you used to have to pull, and if you all pulled your full length of your arm, the pile driver would go up a metre and drop down on the pile, so I suppose that would have gone at an inch. But that wasn't a bad job really, but very, very monotonous. But you'd be surprised, every so often he'd count and nobody would pull. Well, he used to go mad, because we wouldn't pull. Well, we didn't pull on that pull, so because he'd run around with the sticks and belted you. And I think that time, about that time, I was put on a cutting bamboos or something, repair huts, something like that. And I was out there, and the doctor sent a message out that he wanted the saw, and so I had the saw in my hand, so they said, you've got to take the saw back to the doctor, and they took me over to be about a 2 metre square building with a bamboo bed in it, and there was a fella laying on it, and he had 2 or 3, about 5 people around him, with the doctor standing at his head, and he took the saw from me, put it in a bucket of water, cut the fella's leg off, and gave me the saw back, and washed the blood off the saw, and gave me the saw back, and I went out and catch more timber.
Now,
I don't know whether that fella had painkillers or not, but and I don't know whether he lived. I think only about 10% of amputees live really.
Who was the doctor?
Don't really know.
Who was that doctor?
Oh, I think it's Kale, I think. I bet you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have we gone out of Thailand now and you've gone up to Tanbaya?
Yeah, well, I was in the Upper Songkrai.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the sick ward there, and I think some English fellas had gone, not sure. And they moved out of a hut that was down over the road, down a hill. They had about 200 of us there or something or more, ready to go to Tanbaya. We were cancelled for one day. We got put off for one day before we went. And in the meantime, they'd caught, one of the fellas had caught a snake, and he cut it up into 6-inch pieces. We put it on the fire, all had a piece of steak to eat. I don't know if it's like chicken or gristle or what it is, but it's very hard to explain it. We ate it all, I'll tell you what much of it left. So next day we got put on the trucks and we were taken up to Three Pagoda Pass.
Can I just stop you before you leave Upper Songkrai? Your South Australian doctor, Colin Jutner, was in that camp.
Yeah.
Were you aware that he was in that camp?
No, I was very lucky. I didn't have a lot of doctors. I got dysentery and I got malaria.
Yeah. Do you remember the layout of the camp at all? Yeah.
Beg your pardon?
Do you remember the layout?
I don't remember Colin Jutner at all.
No.
I mean, I knew it. I probably knew his name was there.
Yes.
But they'd be looking at, I think they'd be more looking at the ulcer cases, and the orderlies were looking at the dysentery cases.
Yeah. Now, just also before we move on from there, of course, Barney Woodbury was with him the whole time. So, did you see Barney in that camp?
I never saw Barney.
No.
I never saw Barney right through the war.
Mm.
When I say I never saw Barney right through the war, I never saw him on Air Force.
No.
At all.
Yeah.
But I believe Barney dropped off very early.
Mm.
So we're back around we're the first English camp. They did Tamoita?
Oh, Taimonta, yes.
Yeah, I think Barney dropped out there.
Yes.
He wasn't well enough.
Yeah.
As far as Barney got for a long time.
Yes.
Might have come up later.
Yeah.
I never saw him anymore.
No. Anyway, I'm sorry I interrupted you.
No, that's all right.
You were just going to tell us how you got up to Tanbaya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we get in these trucks, we go to the Three Pagoda Pass. So the Japanese decided to disinfect us. So we had to get off the trucks. We only got our loincloths on, and they threw a bucket of lime water on us. I don't think all that done. But some said we got on a train and went from there, but I don't remember getting on a train, so I presume I went up to Tanbaya in a truck. So, but I don't remember getting on a train.
Do you remember any of the bridges you had to cross on the way up, or the streams or rivers?
No. I wasn't observing bridges, that sort of stuff. Yeah. But maybe the scenery, but not the individual little object on the railway itself. Now
Tanbaya was near another POW camp that belonged to A Force,
yes.
55 kilo.
Yes.
Do you remember actually going through that 55 kilo camp when you went on to Tanbaya?
Look, when I went to Tanbaya, I can remember the trip what I done. I'm usually pretty observant, but at this I can't remember seeing any other camps on the way up, because I mean I may have seen them, I didn't see them. But when I got to Tanbaya, they unloaded us, and in Tanbaya there was